Are you wanting high-speed internet but don't have access to PUD fiber? Try Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet from LocalTel. Call 888-8888 today. It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good evening and welcome to NCW Life News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window, and what a difference a day makes. No haze, no smoke out there today. Well, very little anyway today. In a beautiful afternoon here in the Wenatchee Valley. There's a shot down at the George Seller Bridge, of course, with the Columbia River, and lots of blue sky and very mild temperatures today. Here's a look at your weekend forecast coming up, and it looks pretty darn nice as we move into Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. Saturday, sunny with high temperatures in the 90s, and I'll tell you what, Sunday, we could see near record high heat with temperatures around 100, and for your Labor Day, awfully nice. Mostly sunny with highs in the middle 90s. Your complete forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A Washington State University student vacates his leadership position after accusations of communicating with a minor for immoral purposes. A Wenatchee man is arrested for DUI after a two-vehicle accident, and we'll have recreation information for you this Labor Day holiday. Later on, we'll have sports, your weather forecast, and our features story today. But first, opening arguments were presented yesterday in the murder trial of Bernard Swaim. He's the Sultan man accused in the cold case murder of Stephen Smith. Swaim and his former wife Dawn Souls are charged with first-degree murder in the death of Stephen Smith in 1982. Chelan County prosecutor Doug Shea told the jury in his opening statement, "This is an old case, a cold case with a burning secret, and it's Mr. Swaim's secret." Shea called Smith's former dentist to the stand, who testified that he recognized a broken tooth found at Smith's Cashmere home as the same tooth he had previously treated. Swaim's attorney, Nick Yedinak, argued that his client should be acquitted based upon missing items from the crime scene, investigation missteps, and questionable witnesses. The trial continues tomorrow in Chelan County Superior Court. A Washington State University student leader has resigned amid child sexting allegations. Steve Hare has the story.
It was back on May 5th that Homeland Security agents working undercover had contacted 20-year-old Eduardo Ramos on the social media site Grindr. Court documents said the agent was posing as a 14-year-old boy that was interested in sex. Ramos then agreed to meet with the boy at the Comfort Suites in Wenatchee later that night, and that's according to court records. Agents then took Ramos into custody in the parking lot of that Wenatchee hotel. According to court documents, Ramos admitted that he knew he was meeting a 14-year-old boy and admitted to stopping at Walmart to buy condoms. He was then booked into the Chelan County Jail for communicating with a minor for immoral purposes. Meanwhile, the college leaders said Ramos was an incoming senator for the Edward R. Murrow College of Communications at the university. Ramos resigned August 24th amid the allegations. Meanwhile, the ASWSU leaders said an application for the Communications Senate seat has been reopened. Steve Hare, NCW Life News.
Police say a Wenatchee man was drunk when he caused a two-vehicle accident yesterday afternoon near Pioneer Middle School. Captain Edgar Reinfeld with the Wenatchee Police Department says officers responded to the accident at the intersection of Okanagan and Peachy Streets.
Southbound vehicle that made the left turn onto Peachy Street was driven by a Christopher S. Phillips, 39 years old, of Wenatchee, and he was subsequently investigated for DUI. He was found to be obviously impaired in the field and taken to Chelan County Regional Jail for his BAC, and his BAC ended up being a very high one, a .30 or higher. He was transported back into the hospital, where he was medically cleared for booking at a jail and then returned to the jail for the charge of DUI.
Reinfeld says no one was injured. He also added it was fortunate that the accident occurred around 2:30 p.m. That was before students were released from classes. The Labor Day holiday has arrived, and many are headed to the forest for an end-of-summer vacation. The Okanagan and Wenatchee National Forest will be a popular destination for camping and hiking, but Robin DeMario with the U.S. Forest Service cautions visitors to be prepared for hot and dry weather conditions.
All campfires using wood or charcoal or anything that burns like that, those are prohibited. Also be aware that, there are area closures and trail closures and road closures. So if you're not sure if any closures are in effect in the area where you plan to recreate, please call one of our local ranger district offices or our forest headquarters office, and we'll get that information to you. It's also listed on our forest website and our Facebook page.
DeMario says several trailheads and campgrounds are affected by the Diamond Creek, Norse Peak, and Jolly Mountain fires. She says developed campgrounds will likely fill up fast, and she recommends visitors make alternative plans if your favorite campground is full. Coming up, a small wildfire ignites on the north shore of Lake Chelan. We'll have updates for you on 3 of the largest fires burning throughout the region, and Mariachi Hunachii continues its fundraising efforts. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching NCW Life News.
No matter what your age or ailment, when you wake up each day with a sense of purpose, life has meaning and joy.
Just wait a while, it'll get in the hole somewhere.
Helping you do this is our purpose. Highgate Senior Living, each day to the fullest.
The best thing about my life right now is
me.
I gotta tell you, I'm nervous. Selling your home, it's a big step.
Can we find the right buyer in this market?
Look at our website. When someone looks at your home, I can tell how ready they are to buy. See that number? The closer it is to 100, the closer they are to buying. So, I know who to zero in on.
So you have a secret weapon.
You mean we have a secret weapon.
I like that. Oh, what do you think of the wallpaper?
I love that touch.
Officials say a wildfire burning on the north shore of Lake Chelan in the area of Safety Harbor has grown to about 50 acres, but no structures are threatened at this time. Brant Stanger with the Central Washington Interagency Communications Center at Pangbourne Airport says the fire was first reported Wednesday night. It's burning in trees and grass below Uno Peak up lake from Manson. The cause is under investigation. Stanger says a team of smoke jumpers were flown in and an air attack has been ordered with a fire retardant tanker for Moses Lake and 2 U.S. Forest Service helicopters. Smoke is visible and may also settle into the lower Chelan Basin, leading to poor air quality. 3 of the state's largest wildfires have now consumed over 75,000 acres. The largest of the 3 is the Diamond Creek fire, burning in the Pasayten Wilderness, an 8-mile drainage about 12 miles north of Mazama and 27 miles northwest of Winthrop. The human-caused fire began on July 23rd and has now burned 52,681 acres. The fire grew substantially on Tuesday, increasing in size by 16,196 acres. Helicopter water drops are still being used to try to hold down the massive blaze, and fire activity today through the weekend will remain active. 13 fires were ignited by lightning on August 10th and 11th in the vicinity of the Norse Peak Wilderness area of the Wenatchee-Okanagan National Forest, and they're collectively called the Norse Peak Fires. This complex of forest fires have burned 13,637 acres, and it's 11 miles west of Cliffdale, Washington, and around 50 miles west of Yakima. The fire is moving to the north and east at a high rate of spread and is threatening the Crystal Mountain ski area. As the fire progresses, it also remains a threat to Highway 410 as it backs down to the roadway. A little closer to home, and the fire that's been pushing much of the recent smoke into the Wenatchee Valley is the Jolly Mountain fire near Cle Elum, which has now consumed 9,386 acres. The fire began on August 11th due to lightning and is burning in the Cle Elum Ranger District, 11 miles northwest of Cle Elum. Fire activity increased significantly yesterday with strong westerly winds. On the western perimeter along Sass Ridge, the fire will continue to move slowly down the slope towards the Cle Elum River. Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest officials extended its closure area all the way to Highway 97 and to the east. Local fire officials and representatives from the incident management team will be on hand to discuss the current fire situation and answer questions. That meeting is tonight at 6 o'clock at the Walter Strom Middle School in Cle Elum. Mariachi Hunachie is well on its way to raising enough money for a trip to the nation's capital. The group is pictured here with 5th District Congressman Dave Reichert, who met with them last week in Wenatchee. The group's director, Ramon Rivera, reports they were able to raise over $9,000 at a special benefit concert at the Snowy Owl Theater in Leavenworth last week. He says they still need to raise an additional $5,000 to achieve their goal. You can still donate online at whsmariachi.org/support. You're watching NCW Life News. Coming up next, your sports update, followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come on NCW Life News. Stay with us.
Every golfer aims to play their best, and smart golfers turn to the Golfer's Edge to get the Golfer's Edge. PGA professional Ed Payne has you covered from tee to green. You can work on your swing or play 18 in air-conditioned comfort on the golf simulator. Tanya's Corner has all the apparel the golfer needs at sale prices. And Ed can even rebuild your favorite set of clubs or custom make you a brand new set. Ask how you can qualify for a free 30-minute lesson at the Golfer's Edge on Mission between Kittitas and Yakima.
Doghouse Motorsports, we ride what we sell. There's a lot we could say about the CD Spark and the CD GTI, but ultimately, the ride says it all.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
Hey, JC back here filling in for Eric Granstrom. Time to give you your NCW Life News sports update. We're going to start by talking with the Seattle Mariners. They're taking the night off tonight as they travel home. Last night against the Baltimore Orioles, the Mariners scored 6 runs in the 3rd inning, but the Orioles ended up chipping away at that lead until they took the lead in the 8th inning to win the game. Manager Scott Service says he was happy with the offense, but not happy with the end result.
Nice to get our offense going today. We strung together some hits, put a big number up there. And, I thought we were in really good shape there. Obviously, the home run ball got us today. You know, Miranda get some balls up, and you know, it was a good day to hit. Obviously, the ball was carrying out of here today, but you know, kind of a crazy game with going to the bullpen early. You know, Pagan has really given us everything we could ask for. He's kind of out of gas a little bit, and then trying to shorten it from there. Obviously, when David Phelps went down, you know, trying to stop the rally there. So going to Vincent, but when you do that, you know, it's eventually that's going to catch up with you a little bit. It was, just didn't get through the 8th, but Haniger had a really nice day today. Swung the bat great. Nice to see our offense come alive a little bit. Disappointing at the end of the road trip here in Baltimore the way we did, but we'll regroup. Day off tomorrow. Travel back home and get it going back there.
Seattle finished the grueling road trip 5-7 and have dropped further back in the wild card hunt for that playoff spot, currently being held by Minnesota. Service says that they've had to lean too much on the bullpen to be successful on this road trip.
We've come up short. There's been different reasons for our loss. Some of it's been, lack of offense. Today we had plenty of offense. It's been different areas that, can't really pinpoint one specific thing other than, we have asked a lot of our bullpen. And when you have those games like that, it's high leverage, it's high stress pitches. We just weren't able to get through it today. But we'll regroup. Off day tomorrow, come back home and long homestand and get it going there.
The Oakland A's come to visit the Safeco Field for a 3-game homestand this weekend. Giovanni Gallardo is set to start the series on the hill for the Mariners against A's pitcher Sean Manaea. Both teams will be looking to rally after losses on Thursday night. The Mariners will be looking to snap a 5-game losing streak, and the A's will be looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. Here's your American League West standings. Houston Astros are in first with 79 wins and showing no signs of giving up their lead heading into September. Los Angeles Angels, 11 games behind the Astros with 69 wins. The Texas Rangers follow the Angels at 13 games behind, and the Mariners are 14 games behind. That leaves the Athletics at 21 games behind. Moving into the wild card, the Mariners are 4 games behind in the wild card hunt heading into September. They trail the Yankees, Twins, Angels, Orioles, Rangers, and Rays. Here's what's coming up tonight and over the weekend for NCW Life Sports. Tonight is hockey night. Watch the 2016 Wenatchee Wild take on Chilliwack at 7 p.m. Hopefully that helps you get you ready for the 2017 season when the Wild take on Vernon September 16th. Puck drops at 7:05 that night at the Town Toyota Center. Tomorrow night, it will be time for Friday Night Lights, the weekend we all have been waiting for this summer. Starting at 7 p.m., you can watch high school football live. Your Wenatchee High School Panthers will host the Southridge Suns at the Apple Bowl. Meanwhile, across the river, the Eastmont Wildcats host the Kamaikan Braves, where Grant Olson and I will be broadcasting that game. Then Saturday, I know it may be difficult to change the channel as college football kicks off. We have live high school girls soccer. The Panthers host the Central Valley at the Apple Bowl game starting at 3 p.m. Moving on to football tomorrow night at 5 p.m., the University of Washington Huskies kick off against Rutgers at 5 p.m. You can watch that game on Fox Sports 1 and then switch to the NCW Live channel in time to watch the Panthers live at 7. And if the Huskies haven't blown out Rutgers by 7 p.m., then I would expect that most Husky fans are going to be very concerned about the rest of the season. Saturday, the Washington State Cougars head on into Montana to take them on at 7:30 p.m. You can watch that game on Fox Sports 1. Your Seattle Seahawks take on the Oakland Raiders tonight in Oakland for the fourth and final game of the preseason. Kickoff is set for 7 p.m. The Seahawks come into the game undefeated in the preseason thus far at 3-0. The Raiders haven't had as much success with the preseason record of 0-3. One thing worth to look out for tonight, this might be the only time we get to see Marshawn Lynch run the football against the Seattle Seahawks defense. Both the Raiders and the Seahawks are potentially high-caliber playoff teams, so it is entirely possible that we could see these two teams match up again in February. Wouldn't that be something? After tonight's game, it would be time to make the big roster cut for the Seahawks, going from the 90-man roster to the 53-man roster that we'll see the rest of the season. That does it for your NCW Life Sports Update. I'm Jay Seebeck, filling in to Eric Granstrom, and it's back to you, Grant.
Thank you, Jay. 12th District State Senator Brad Hawkins will host a listening tour this October to meet with constituents throughout the region. Earlier today, he stopped by our NCW Life studios to chat with Steve Hare about the tour.
In terms of doing your job, I know that you're going to be out in district on a listening tour. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. I thought of a way that, hopefully we can do something creative and still get through the entire district. It's a very large district that I proudly represent here in the 12th, but it's all of Chelan County, all of Douglas County, a portion of Grant County, and about half of Okanagan County, so it's very large. And it's difficult during the winter months, even though we get a lot of visitors at the Capitol, but it's difficult for a lot of constituents to come over and visit us. So I pride myself in being accessible. I pride myself in being a good listener. So we thought of this idea of a listening tour where we could go out through public places at different areas throughout the 4 counties. And by appointment, if people want to schedule that with my office, we can schedule those appointments. And so I think the first day we're going to be in Wenatchee. We're also going to be in Leavenworth. We're going to make our way to the Douglas County building in East Wenatchee, and then eventually up to meet with the folks at the Lake Chelan School District office and all the way up the Methow Valley. And we're going to end on Saturday with a community hike up Saddle Rock.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's Saturday. So the tour is going to be, the listening tour is October 5th through the 7th, and the 7th at 9 a.m. is going to be the community hike up Saddle Rock. So I'm very excited about that.
On the listening tour, you say that you'll be meeting with constituents on an appointment basis. Have you ever considered doing a town hall?
Yeah, we've considered that. In fact, we did that in the middle of the legislative session. We had a couple hundred people turn out for that in Wenatchee. And that was very positive too.
But it's one of the advantages to having an appointment rather than having, let's say, a group setting.
Yeah, well, we have actually opportunities within the listening tour to do both. So I'll be at Pybus Market in sort of an informal basis, and we're going to stop. One of the stops is going to be Pybus Market, and if people want more information, it's available on my, or will be on my website at senatorbradhawkins.org.
We'll be back in just a moment with the recap of some of today's stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Come on out to Chelan County Fair. plenty of food to be shared. Come on out to Chelan County Fair. Come on out, yo, come on out to Chelan County Fair.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
Hey folks, Carrie from Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's blueberry picking season and King 5 named us the second best destination restaurant in Washington State. So toss the family in the cruiser and get on out to Blueberry Hills for the best down-home scratch country cooking you've had in years. And don't forget our award-winning pies. We're fun, family-friendly, and a delicious destination year-round. We're open every day from 8 to 3, serving breakfast and lunch all day. So come on out to Blueberry Hills.
If you are looking for dependable car service and repair, visit the good guys at Quick Lube and Tune. They've been keeping cars and trucks in the Wenatchee Valley running smooth for 35 years. Quick Lube and Tune is your hometown shop for a 10-minute oil change, complete tune-ups, alignments, brakes, mufflers, air conditioning service, and more. Get more life out of your vehicle by bringing it to the local guys you can trust at Quick Lube and Tune on South Wenatchee Avenue.
Welcome back, and now a recap of some of our top stories. Opening arguments were presented yesterday in the murder trial of Bernard Swaim. He's the Salton man accused in the cold case murder of Stephen Smith. Swaim and his former wife Dawn Souls are charged with first-degree murder in the death of Stephen Smith in 1982. Chelan County prosecutor Doug Shea told the jury in his opening statement, "This is an old case, a cold case with a burning secret, Mr. Swaim's secret." Shea called Smith's former dentist to the stand, who testified that he recognized a broken tooth found at Smith's Cashmere home as the same tooth he had previously treated. Swaim's attorney, Nick Yednak, argued that his client should be acquitted based upon missing items from the crime scene, investigation missteps, and questionable witnesses. The trial continues tomorrow in Chelan County Superior Court. Police say a Wenatchee man was drunk when he caused a two-vehicle accident yesterday afternoon near Pioneer Middle School. Captain Edgar Reinfeld with the Wenatchee Police Department says officers responded to the accident at the intersection of Okanagan and Peachy Streets.
Southbound vehicle that made the left turn onto Peachy Street was driven by a Christopher S. Phillips, 39 years old, of Wenatchee, and he was subsequently investigated for DUI. He was found to be obviously impaired in the field and taken to Chelan County Regional Jail for his BAC, and his BAC ended up being a very high one, a .30 or higher. He was transported back into the hospital, where he was medically cleared for booking into jail and then returned to the jail for the charge of DUI.
Reinfeld says no one was injured and added it was fortunate that the accident occurred around 2:30 p.m. before students were released from classes. Officials say a wildfire burning on the north shore of Lake Chelan in the area of Safety Harbor has grown to about 50 acres, but no structures are threatened at this time. Brant Stanger with the Central Washington Interagency Communications Center at Pangbourne Airport says the fire was first reported Wednesday night. It's burning in trees and grass below Uno Peak up lake from Manson. The cause is under investigation. Stanger says a team of smoke jumpers were flown in and an air attack has been ordered with a fire retardant tanker for Moses Lake and 2 U.S. Forest Service helicopters. Smoke is visible and may also settle into the lower Chelan Basin, leading to poor air quality. And now your weather forecast for north central Washington. First, let's take a look outside our weather window, and what a beautiful Thursday afternoon around all of north central Washington. The haze and smoke cleared out last night and into this morning, and that left us with lots of blue skies today as we take a look at Wenatchee and the Columbia River, parts of East Wenatchee as well. We shouldn't see a whole lot of smoke coming up in the next few days, but just hot weather following the passage of a cold front last night. We did see slightly cooler temperatures temperatures, some breezy winds and somewhat cleaner air, as we mentioned today, across the inland northwest. Another strong ridge of high pressure is already building off the coast. You can see it right there with all the clear skies in the western U.S. That will begin to strengthen on Friday. Unseasonably hot weather will return to our area over the Labor Day weekend, with high pressure ridge broadly expanded over the western U.S. as it's doing right now. At this point, it looks like Sunday will be the warmest day of the forecast, with several locations poised to set record high temperatures, and that includes Wenatchee. Keep in mind, our normal high temp for this time of year is 82 degrees. Unfortunately, local smoke will likely still be somewhat of an issue as fires continue to burn in these hot temperatures. It's difficult to say at this time the extent of the surface-based smoke, but under an area of strong high pressure, smoke may have a difficult time scouring out of local areas near wildfires. Let's take a look at that forecast now, and once again, nice weather and nice hot weather on the way for us. Windy conditions will persist into tonight. We'll drop down to 62 for our low and then back to the heat. 93 for your high temperature tomorrow, all the way to 97 as we kick off our Labor Day weekend on Saturday. Sunday, as I mentioned, looks to be the hottest of all of our days, near 100 for a high with lows around 70. Still hot Labor Day Monday too, 97. So if you're planning any outdoor activities, it should be beautiful. 68 the low Monday night. And we will stay in the middle 60s right into the middle 90s rather, right into the middle of next week, with lows in the middle to upper 60s. To close out the newscast today, a video that comes to us from the Olympic National Forest.
Yeah, we have some company. Look at that. Unbelievable. Look at this. Ooh.
Buddy, just come enjoy it. Just come enjoy it.
If you have a video of the day you'd like to see on NCW Life News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, stay tuned to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley tomorrow morning with Dan Kuntz when he visits with Mayors Frank Kuntz and Steve Lacey to talk about their recent trip to our sister city, Misawa, Japan. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com, like us on Facebook, and follow NCW Life channel on Twitter.
Reed's Marine in Manson has your boating needs covered, offering the superior Regal lineup with options from 19 to 53 feet. With the Regal Express line, you have the freedom to explore with an innovative interior and the largest headroom in its class. Don't forget the roomy cockpit with seating to fit the whole family. From 26 to 32 feet, Reed's Marine has the Regal Express to fit your needs. View our current inventory at chelanboat.com or stop by our Manson showroom on beautiful Lake Chelan and see the entire Regal line.
Wenatchee Valley College is now offering four-year degrees. The need for engineering technologists is rapidly growing, and the new Bachelor of Applied Science in Engineering Technology is designed to meet the needs of local employers. Students with an associate degree can complete the program in only 2 or 3 years. Don't wait! The program is accepting just 20 students for fall quarter. Apply now at wvc.edu/engineeringtech.
Pets are not your whole life, but they do make your life whole. At Paws and Claws Veterinary Hospital, not only do they understand that fact, they live it every day. Dr. Baez and her staff at Paws and Claws love dogs and cats so much they've dedicated their lives to the well-being of our four-legged friends. They offer compassionate care with a personal touch. Paws and Claws Veterinary Hospital on the corner of 4th and Nile in East Wenatchee, or call 888-PAWS.